want to. And by default, it saves the project saves under documents. You can change the place where you want to save your document if you want to from using this browse button. And these are the languages which NVivo understands. So I'll just give you the list of the languages. So if you can see here, just a minute. So English, and French, German, Japanese, Portuguese, Spanish. So these are the languages which it understands. So next. So these are some of the settings of project. If you want to change some settings, you can change from here. So by default, for after every 15 minutes, it will prompt for a reminder to save your project. So if you can change the settings here, if you want to increase the time or decrease the time, you can change it from there. So I will creating a project. So if you have worked on NVivo 12 or previous versions of NVivo, so it is almost same with little some small changes inside the latest version. So again, it is divided into three different panels. The third panel will come when we open any file, but this is the navigation panel. There will be list panel, and third panel will be the description panel. And on the top are the menu ribbons are available. So you can see that after we change any menu, the sub menu keeps on changing under it, right? And it's quite intuitive. So it will change according to the file or according to the what type of query or what kind of process you're following. It will change the menu accordingly. So again, a little bit changes here. Like previously in the previous version, it used to be nodes, but now they have changed it to make it more easier to understand. They have changed it to coding only. So it's because the process is called coding. So they have changed the folder name also to coding, and under that there's the codes available. Right? Otherwise, it's almost same. Uh, so let's start by bringing in data. So just for today and to be better organized, I am creating different folders for different data formats. So it's not really necessary, but I'm creating different folders under files. So any data which we bring from outside NVivo will be brought under files, any data, right? So let's start by creating folders for different data formats. One for text folder for text format, and one folder say for PDF, and one folder for video files, one for say images, and one for survey data. So we will start by bringing in the interview files which I just showed you. So as we need to bring in under text folder, I will select this text folder, go to import. Any data which we have to bring in NVivo will be brought by using this import menu, and go to files and browse to the place where the file has been saved. So it's under this interviews. So this is a video file, and these are transcripts of the video file. So I'm not selecting these, and you can bring in all the files together if you want to, and you import it inside NVivo. And what NVivo does is it makes a copy of your original files and brings it inside NVivo, so that any changes which you make inside NVivo in these files will not reflect or impact the original files. They will remain as it is. Right? So if you want to open any specific file, say Barbara's interview, you just double click on it. It will open in the description panel. So this is a description panel, this is the list panel, and this is the navigation panel. So you can see that this you have opened Barbara's file. You can open more interviews together, and it will open in a different tab. So you can move from one tab to second tab very easily, right? So you can open as many interviews you want. So I've opened these files. So quickly I will bring in the PDF files also. Same process, selecting the PDF folder, go to import, and go to files, and go to the externals. These are the PDF files available here. Select these files, bring it inside NVivo. So this is a PDF file. Then I will quickly import an image also. a video file also. Okay, so we have brought on all these files. Survey data I will bring in later when I'm finished working on these files. Then I will, at the end, I will bring in the survey data file also. Okay, so this is how we bring in data inside NVivo. Now we'll start working on these files. So what the first step will be finding themes, patterns inside our data, and which is by creating codes inside data. Codes are like buckets where we keep the data from different sources, the references from different sources of the same theme or pattern, right? So those are called codes. So any code which will be created will be created here under this folder, codes, right? So codes are themes that you identify in your data. So these are basically themes which you identify in your data. So let's start by working on our text file. So let's say we are working on Barbara's file, and I'll just open this codes folder. And so you can see here that on the first response of Barbara, she's saying about her family, that her family moved here when she was 2 years old in 1969, and her parents still live here, and they live in Gloucester. So what you need to do is you think that this part of the interview of Barbara is you need to code it into a theme by the name of community. So this is something you think it's a theme which is relevant to community. So you can create a code by the name of community and put this data, specific data, inside that code. So what you need to do is you can just select this part, and you can select this part, and you can just right click on it, and then can you code selection. Sorry. Code selection, and I want to create a top level code, and I want to name it as community. So a code has been created by the name of community, and you can see that it shows that the data is coming from one file in this code, and it has got one reference because we have already put in one reference, right? If you want to see this thing, the community code, you just need to double click on it, and it will open in the same description panel in a different tab. And you can see that this shows this is the part you have coded here, and it also shows from where it is coming, from Barbara's document interview, and it shows that it has got point, it is that this part of the interview is 0.98 percentage of the total interview. So it's these words divided by the total number of the words into the interview and divide into 100. So it is calculating the percentage this way, right? So this is how you do the coding inside NVivo. I'll just do one or two or more codings here. So this we have created one code. So let's say we go down below the interview, and in the second part, if you see this in this line, right, in this part of the interview, she says about her education, that she studied in elementary, middle school, and high school, then moved away for college. So you want to code it to a theme. Basically, you think that this is a theme relevant to education, right? So you can just select this part and right click on it, and again code selection, and create a new node, say education. So this is how you code. So education also has been created with the same with this part, and from Barbara's interview. Let's say you go to Charles' interview, just for example, and I lived here for 25 years, but I miss the salt water. So this again you think is relevant to a community theme, right? So you just need to select this part, and you don't need to do the same steps. You just need to drag and drop. So you can just select this part and drag and drop to community. So now you can see that this part has been coded to community. So this way you can keep on creating your codes manually. So if you want, you can see in the community code now, there are two files because the data is coming from Barbara's interview and Charles' interview, and there are two references again. And you can see how it is showed here. So if you go to community code, so data is coming from, the references are from Barbara's interview and from Charles' interview, right? So this is how you treat a text document file inside NVivo, right? So I will now quickly go with the PDF files. I'm just showing the manual coding, how it's being done in different data formats. So I go to a PDF file, the same way I can open a PDF file. So when we talk about a PDF file is a mix of two things basically. It contains text, and it may contain tables or images, right? So text, it treats the same way, it handles the same way as we treated in a document file. You can select this part of the text and code it the same way as we did for a text file. But if it contains images or tables and you want to code that specific part also, so you can select the region part. Right now it's the text is selected, and you can select the region part. And so let's say you want to code this image, right? You want to code this image, and you can just select this part, and you want to code into into a new code. So what you can do is either you can right click and follow the same process, or the easier way maybe you can drag and drop this part into a blank space of the code space, this list panel, and you can just drop it here. So it understands this is a new code you want to create, and say I want to create say bird life or something like this. This is a new code which I've created, and you can just, so this way a new code has been created, the bird life. So if you double click on this thing, so again it shows that it is coming with a PDF folder, and this is the file name, Estuary Economics Executive Summary, and it shows that this is the region which you have selected. And if you want to see the exact thing which you have coded, you can select on the PDF tab here, and only the bird part, which the region which you have coded is highlighted, other is all in gray. So this way you know which part has been coded in which code, right? I will now show for images. So just to make it clear, NVivo does not understand images or videos itself by itself. You need to convert all images or video files into text first, right? So there are different ways of creating doing this. So let's start with images first. So this is one of the image. So what you can do is first you need to click on edit, so that you can edit this image if you want, and then either there. So as I said, there are different ways of coding of image. So what you can do is you can as we did in the PDF file, you can select any specific area of your image which you are interested in or want to code, and you can drag and drop or put it, say I want to again this drag and drop to bird life or something, so there may be words, so you can put it here, this specific part of the image. So if you open a bird life code again, and you can see here, if you go to pictures now, right? So if you go to summary, it will show you there are two different files. The codes are coming. One is from competing water uses. This is the image file, and this is the PDF file, right? So images and PDF. And if you want to see the picture which you have coded, you go to the picture tab, and it will only highlight the part which you have coded. So this way you can keep your images safe and put in the relevant part of the image which you are interested in. So this is one way of coding. Other way is, as I said, you can convert any image into a text. What you can do is, say this part you have coded, and you just right click on it, and there is option of insert row. So once you click on insert row, it will show you the region which you have selected. This is the region, these are the pixel numbers, and then you can write whatever your thoughts are or whatever you think about that image, right? So let's say I want to say that houses on the bank of the river, something like that. So this way you can, again you can select this part, and you can again insert row. So like your fishing boats. So whatever you've written in text again is codable. You can select this part and code into the new theme or the existing theme, right? So you can select this part and drag and drop it to new theme or the existing theme. So you can convert this way your text image file into a text also. You can keep on selecting different areas of your image and writing in front of that. Now I will open with a video file. So this is the interview of Ken, and So when you open a video file, this is how it opens, and you can play and pause, listen to the video from here. Right.
Down east.
So NVivo handles all kind of video files, whatever format it may be. It will not stop you from listening. So you can, it will like it handles, it can work with all kind of video files. And once you open a video file again, so you can see that the options of video file are automatically coming here. So if you go there, you can just a minute. Right. So you can need to edit it first, or you can remove the waveform here. So waveform is removed. So same as we did for an image file, there are two ways of doing the coding for a video file. Either you can say you are interested after listening to a video, you think that 10 from time from 10 seconds to 20 seconds, Ken is speaking about a theme, speaking about community. So you can select this part 10 to 20 directly from here, and you can code it to community theme. Right? So this way 10 to 20 part of the video has been coded to community. If you go to community theme, if you go to video tab, so it will show you the video, and it will only, once you start a video, it will only play from 10 to 20. So this way you have organized your data video, right? You can, you have connected to community theme and only 10 to 20. And so you don't need to cut or save your video. It automatically does that for you. Other way, as I said, NVivo by default does not, by automatically will not understand a text, image, or a video file. You need to convert into text. So there are ways of converting it to text. So there's an option of transcribe mode, right? So this is transcribe mode, and so let's say once you've gone to transcribe mode, one option is you can, if you have a transcription available outside of video, you can always import it and synchronize it with the video. Otherwise, you can. So this is the prompt which comes automatically after 15 minutes. So once you have gone into transcribe mode, you could do it manually also, the transcription inside NVivo. So what you need to do is you go to transcribe mode, then you play it. So it will start the time span from the video is playing. So you say you listen for first 10 seconds.
That's around the course.
The video.
That's where I always grew up.
And then you stop it here.
Where I live.
And then you can write whatever what Ken is saying. So you can write your thoughts about it, what the person is trying to say, or write the as verbatim as it is, right? So let's say Ken is saying about the community, right? So you can keep on. So once you have stopped it, so you get first 10 seconds you can write. Once again you play it, so it will start with the same time span, the previous end span, and listen for say for next 10 seconds, and then you can stop it.
And you, this area, this.
And then the time span comes, and you can write for what the person is saying for the next 10 seconds. So this way you can keep on transcribing inside NVivo manually. And again, whatever you've written in text is codable. You can put it into a code directly from here. So this is how we treat a video file manually. Though there is an option of automatic transcription in NVivo. What it does is there's an option of this thing. If you go right click on any video or audio file, there's an option of transcription. So you need to create a account on NVivo portal, and it will directly export your video or audio file in that portal, and will transcribe it for you. But it's a paid feature of NVivo, right? So I have still 15 minutes remaining of transcription, which is given free of cost for any trial version also. So you can transcribe it from here. So any audio or a video file can be uploaded and transcribed. So you can transcribe it in these languages. So Hindi is also available, if you can see from here, right? So it will transcribe it for you. So say audio or a video file is of 30 minutes, it will transcribe it in 15 minutes with 90 to 95% accuracy. And I have done transcriptions for FGD also. So it automatically understand that there are 3 speakers. It will transcribe in speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3. Understands that there are 3 speakers speaking. So it's quite accurate in that way, right? So you can select Hindi, and it will transcribe it in Hindi for you. So it will take some time. So I will not transcribe it right now, but you can always try after downloading the trial version, you can try this and look for yourself the accuracy of this transcription. So this is how we treat um, all these files. So this is how we do manual coding. So I will just show you how we work with the survey data also. I will bring in survey data, which is an Excel file. So I go to import and so I go to Excel file. So this is one of the Excel file I have, survey data. So this is the, once you click on importing a survey Excel file, this is a survey import wizard which comes up. So it shows that respondents will be saved as cases. Cases are basically codes of the same type, but you can classify your cases like according to person. So you can classify them as a person or organization. So as these are respondents, they will be they can be classified as persons, and you can give those classification different attributes like age, gender, income, education background, all these things you can do that. Any close-ended questions will be created as attributes. As I said, attributes like age, gender, all this. So they will automatically be created as attributes, and any open-ended questions will be created as codes. Codes, you understand? I've already shown you codes. So this is how you import any Excel file. I will just enter. So this is the data. So respondents, return date. Yeah, these are things. These again, township. These all things are open. These are close-ended responses. So these will be put in as the attributes of those cases. Okay, these will be treated as cases now. These are respondents. Right. Click next. And then clicks next. So it will share where it will be saved. It will be saved in the cases and survey data. So now this is the data which we have. So respondent, these are respondent is the question. These are the different columns of the Excel right now, and so these are the close-ended answers, right? And these are the open-ended only. So these will be created as codes inside our coding process. And if you don't want to import anything, you can just click on that thing and it will not be imported inside. I am keeping all these things together. So and if you want to run autocode and or autocode sentiment on these things, you can create this. I'm not doing that thing right now. And it's importing survey, creating cases. It's also creating codes for open-ended questions. So I'll just show you where all these things have been created. Right. So this is the survey data which we have brought in. So this is what the survey data, this is respondent, community. So these are questions. So these are all close-ended questions, right? So answers. So these are all created as attributes of those cases. And so these are the open-ended answers, right? So these are created as codes. So where has been created? So codes have been created here. So let me see. Survey data, codes have been created. So these are the codes have been created, right? So commercial fishing is one of the code. So it will have all the references from different responses, right? So good. So these are created codes, and so you can see for all those things they will have references. If you go to cases, it will say it will have survey data. So all these respondents have been created as codes. So if you want to see their classification sheet or the classification for these persons, you can open the classification sheet, and this is how they have been classified now, right? You can see from here that return date, township, which township they belong to, which community they belong to, which generation, how many generations they have been living in this place, whether they are doing commercial fishing or they are doing recreational fishing, income tied to resources, right? And so all the close-ended questions have been assigned as attributes to this classification. You can add further classifications like if you want to add more things like education to it, gender to it, so you can add more things to it, to this classification, specifically this classification, right? So this is how we bring in the Excel, the survey data, and you can do the coding from the survey data itself if you want to do the manual coding. And by default, it is already coded. You can add further things to it. You can remove some things to it. So you can do all these things. So this finishes the manual part of bringing data and the coding, how we do the coding.